Get ready for it!
Mofan is a young boy from a very poor family. His father works as a delivery man, and he is used to his poor family. He is a third-year student at Shaoyan High School, and he hopes to also join the magic school. That day, he goes for the Magic Academy entrance examination, and it seems like he doesn't have anything to write at all. It is not the case that he is an unserious student or he misses classes. It's a different case entirely. He leaves the examination hall faster than everyone else, and he walks out to the gate. On his way, he reveals that the entrance examination is fashioned to test the students on their knowledge of magic. That date back to about 9 years ago, whereas compared to his colleagues, he has only started with magic about 3 months ago. You may wonder why. About 3 months ago, Mofan goes to sleep by a mountain while putting on his pendant, and he meets an older man who puts some magic on his pendant. Since then, his entire life has become on only magic and magic alone. The other students come out of the examination hall, and among them is Mubai, a son of the most important magic houses in the entire city and a family who have ice affinity. When he comes out with his friends, one of his friends says that Mofan was the first person to leave the examination hall, and he is sure that Mofan had nothing to write. Another student says the examination was actually hard, and he couldn't answer the last question when they ask for Mubai's opinion about the examination. He says that the examination only tested their basic knowledge, and they have more important things to concentrate on when they enter the magic school, which is for them to awaken and have an affinity to an element, and also train better. They reassure him that he doesn't have to be bothered. He is the son of a family with ice affinity, and he can't have a problem awakening ice skills. Mofan comes out of the school gate, and to his shock, he meets his father, Mozing, waiting for him there. He goes to meet his father and asks him what he is waiting for, and his father says he has also come, like every other parent, to pick him up. His father asks him about his examination, and he gets very depressed. He acknowledges that going for that examination in the first place is a failure because he knows their knowledge will be tested based on magic skills, which have been taught for about 9 years, but he has only learned for 4 months. However, he really wishes to be a mage. His father sees his reaction and tells him he doesn't have to worry, and he has gotten him a job as a delivery man in a part of the country, and his uncle, Guangfeng, will take him there. He claims the starting salary is quite good and it's about 4,000 to 5,000. However, Mofan refuses. He really wants to be a mage, and he begs his father. He asks his father to do anything he can to ensure he is a mage, and he will ensure he doesn't disappoint his father. In their city, being a mage is the fastest way to make wealth, and he doesn't want to work as a servant like his father for the rest of his life. Seeing his passion for it, his father promises him that he will get the admission for him. Some days later, Mofan takes a bus back home with his friend, and on their way, the boy tells him that he saw Mu Ningzhu, the princess of the Mu family. He tells Mofan that Mu Ningzhu is back and she looks more pretty than before, but Mofan doesn't give him a response. He has expected a reaction from Mofan because he knows Mofan and Mu Ningzhu were childhood best friends. However, Mofan doesn't react at all. On their way, Mofan sees his father talking with one of the members of Mu family, Muhi. His father begs Muhi that he should please secure admission to the magic school for Mofan. Muhi refuses to help them. He claims Mofan is not disciplined, and he reminds Mozing of how Mofan ran away with Mu Ningzhu when they were kids. Left with no other choice, Mozing asks Muhi what he wants in replace for the admission, and Muhi requests for their land. Mofan listens to that conversation, and he knows the length his father has gone to just for that admission. He returns home, and during dinner, his father lies to him that he has met with his old friend, who is a principal at the magic school, and he has accepted to admit Mofan with nothing in return. He says that since Mofan is going to school and his sister Xinxia is also at school, he wants to rent their house out since it will be empty. Mofan knows the truth behind that lie, but he smiles to make his father happy. That night, he recalls the situation with Mu Ningzhu. On the said night, Mu Ningzhu begged him to run with her. He did as she had asked, and they got caught. He watched Mu Ningzhu's father, Zhu Daoyun, hit up and humiliate his father that night. Eventually, they resume at high school, and their first task is for them to awaken their affinity. The students laugh at Mofan because they know he had bribed his way into the school, and they say he won't have the smallest element, which is light. Mubai goes for his test first, and he gets ice with 1 star. The others have their elements, but without a star, and when it's Mofan's turn, he finds it difficult to awaken any element. At about the same time, a student from another class awakens the thunder element, which is the strongest element, and the other students go to watch him. They leave Mo Fan with the crystal, and he eventually wakes up Thunder Element behind them. He enters into the sky, and he sees the purple light. At first, he doesn't know the purple light is actually the Thunder Element because the Thunder Element is the rarest element, and the best of them all. Only one out of about 1,000 students awakens the Thunder Element. When he returns to his real self, he sees that there are no more students in the class. He assumes that they have gone out, and he leaves his hand on the crystal. Suddenly, the crystal gets very hot on him, and he screams and removes his hand. It's at that point that he realizes that he has also awakened the fire element. He wonders if it's possible for him to have two elements. It's at this point when the fire element remains on the crystal that the other students enter. When Mubai's friends come in, they assume that he is still struggling to awaken an element. They laugh at him until the teacher enters and sees he has awoken the fire element. The fire element is the second best element, and they are just two who have it in the class. Mubai and his friends are angry, but the only friend Mo Fan has in the class comes to hug him. He sees the way everyone is showing several reactions about his fire elements and wonders how they will feel if he actually tells them about the thunder element. He decides that he will keep the thunder element a secret and ensure no one knows about it. The students see he is absent-minded and they don't know what he is thinking about. In their next class, the teacher teaches them how to activate their elements. He tells them every element has 7 stars, and each of the stars has to connect together through great concentration for them to activate it. If any of the stars fails to connect, the element can't activate. He calls Mubai to display how to connect the stars to the students. Mubai concentrates and connects 5 of his stars, and the teacher is impressed. He tells him he is presently the best student in the class, and he is proud of him. He asks the other students to be like Mubai, and they should practice well to activate their stars. Some of them complain that they have only been able to use 3 stars, and some lament that they could only use 2. When the school bell rings, Mo Fan stands up, and it seems like his action calls the students' attention to him. The students check his school badge to see the number of stars he has awakened, and they see he has just a star. Mubai's friends laugh at him, and they say it's such a waste that his father had sacrificed his land to send him to magic school, because if he fails to pass their next test, he will be sent away from school, and there is no way he can pass with that weak star that he has. He runs away from school, although none of them knows what he is thinking about. He goes to a hideout where he trains his magic and confesses that he has been training his thunder magic and not fire, which is why his fire magic is on 1 star, but for thunder magic, he has gotten to 6 stars. He tries to again to see if he can activate the 7th one, but he fails. He remembers he needs to see his sister, so he quickly carries his bag and goes to find Ziazin. He sees her sitting on a swing instead of her wheelchair since she is crippled. He goes to ask her what is wrong and sees that her bullies are around and they have taken her wheelchair from her. He threatens to go fight them, but she stops him, saying that they are outnumbered and they will be beaten. He walks closer to the boys, and he overhears their boss saying he wants to date Ziazin, and if she accepts to date him, he will give her back her wheelchair. He confronts the boys, but they say they will beat him until he joins his crippled sister. He is angry that they are calling his sister crippled, and he promises himself that he will activate thunder magic there. He does that and uses Thunder Strike on the boys. They apologize to him and beg him to spare them, then run away. He takes the wheel to Ziazin, and she is also impressed that he is growing fast. That day, Mubai meets with his uncle, Muhi, who asks how he is and also how Mo Fan is doing, and they plan to make sure Mo Fan is expelled from school during the test. Upon arriving home, Mo Fan tries to train his fire magic inside the bathtub, but it gets too hot for him. He comes out and thinks of the best way to train. His sister brings him food and also tells him she feels he is growing too fast and asks if he isn't with the Black Order. She explains her teacher told her the Black Order is a secret association to illegally make their member level up fast. Mo Fan convinces her otherwise and tells her he has awakened since. After she leaves, he suspects that if he reveals himself, others may also feel he is with the Black Order, so he decides to hide the thunder ability and train his fire affinity for his upcoming test. The following day, they get a new magic practice teacher, Tang Yu. She asks for the students with magic affinity, and when Mo Fan stands, the other students laugh because of his star. Tang Yu uses the Ignite skill, the strongest fire skill, to destroy a figure. She tells them the skill is the best basic skill, and when Mo Fan sees it, he plans to train well and use it too. Mubai realizes that contrary to what he thinks, if they are to depend on the crystal ball examination to send Mo Fan away from school, it will be virtually impossible because only the weakest students in the school who gets a grade of D in the crystal test get expelled. He tries to confide in his uncle, Muhi, that if they have to depend on the crystal ball examination, it may be impossible to get Mo Fan out of the school. He says he doesn't think Mo Fan is so weak that he would get a D on the test. Little does he know that his uncle has the same fear. He tells him that he knows it's possible that Mo Fan may succeed in the test, which is why he has found out another means to get Mo Fan out of the school. He brings out a black stone and tells Mu Bai that it's a dark stone that sucks out all the energy and power of a person, and when it is kept on under a crystal, it will drain such the person's power. He intends to put it under the crystal when Mo Fan is having his test, claiming that Mo Fan needs to be punished for being a competitor against him in school. However, Mu Bai has another concern. He reminds his uncle that it's the same crystal that everyone in the school will use for the examination. And if they put the ball under the crystal, it may be such out everyone's energy, but his uncle reassures him that he doesn't have to worry about that. He tells him that he has made plans with one of the examiners in the school, and the crystal will only be kept there when it's time for Mo Fan's examination. They make a perfect plan, and they leave. On the other hand, Mo Fan keeps trying to train his fire skills better. He goes to a secret place, and he tries to connect his stars, but unfortunately, he is able to connect just 5. He really wants to be able to connect the entire 7 so he can have a magic release examination and shock everyone who thinks he can't succeed. He knows that Master Mu, the head of Mu's family and Mu Ningzu's father, who has embarrassed his father, is there, and he plans to do so well so they will be disappointed in how they have been treating his family. He goes for it another time, and he finds it difficult to connect with the stars. He keeps at it and even goes to a training center so he can use the magic release and get more greater school. After a few days, the examination day arrives. Before the examination, their class teacher calls them, and he tries to motivate them ahead of the task. He tells them that the grades are from D to A, but he has to warn them that anyone who has a D will get expelled on the spot. One of the students asks if they are required to do a magic release too, and their teacher informs them that it isn't compulsory. He says they know it is difficult for all the students to connect the 7 stars within a year and start magic releasing, but anyone who is already skilled in the magic release can ask for a magic release test. If he passes, he will be taken to their magic class and have access to the great materials to enhance his training. The offer seems great to the student, but they also know the magic release isn't a small thing, so they aren't too encouraged to pass. They all go to the field for the test, and the school's head teacher comes to welcome them. He tells them that day is an exemplary day for them because not only are they having their examination, but they also have the presence of the great master of the Mu family along with his daughter, a prodigy of their school, Mu Ningzu, who was admitted to the Magic Academy since the age of 15. The head teacher asks Master Mu to speak to the students, and as he speaks, all the students' attention is on Mu Ningzu. She looks so beautiful, radiant and cold, and Mu Bai plans he will disgrace and embarrass Mo Fan in front of her. After her father's speech, they ask Mu Ningzu to do a magic release demo for the student. He releases ice that breaks the crystal at once, and the students are amazed. The test starts, and all the students go for their test in succession. Mo Fan's only well-wisher in the school, Xiao Wu, does his test and gets an A. He asks to do a magic release test, but he fails. The student laughs at him, and when he returns, Tang Yu encourages him that he only needs to train better, and he is doing well. It's eventually time for Mu Bai. They ensure Master Mu watch his release, and even Mu he keeps asking Master Mu how he is doing. He gets S on his magic test, which is the highest in the class, and he does magic release and gets B. Master Mu is impressed, but when they ask Mu Ningzu what she thinks, she says he is just okay. When it's Mo Fan's turn, they put the black ball. He finds it difficult to release any energy, and considering his strength, the black ball eventually breaks, and he succeeds in activating the B score kind of energy. However, Tang Yu contests against it. She tells them she is sure the crystal is faulty, and Mo Fan has more than that. Mu Ningzu also says she notices the crystal is faulty, so they change the crystal, and he does the test again. This time around, he gets an S, and his fire even shines more bright than Mu Bai's own. After his test, he also asks to do a magic release test, and all the students are shocked. Mo Fan releases level 1 Ignite, and it's sharper and finer than any other fire magic you will see on a usual day. Seeing how great Mo Fan has impressed everyone, the principal, Mr. Zhu, remembers that Mo Fan was also once a member of the Mu family. He speaks to Muhi about that, and Muhi says Mo Fan wasn't a member of their family. He was just the son of their driver, and he didn't have any inheritance in the family's property or access to train with the family. Principal Zhu comments that for Mo Fan to have done that great within a year without any magic equipment to enhance his power, it only means one thing. He is a prodigy student, and he is so talented. So if Master Mu is looking forward to having a prodigy in his family, he just jump at having Mo Fan. Master Mu realizes Principal Zhu is right. He tries to see if he can impress Mo Fan to join their family again with some of their family's heirlooms. He calls Mo Fan and tells him what Principal Zhu has said. He also admits that he is impressed with Mo Fan's ability, and since Principal Zhu has also said he will do so great, why don't they drop their issue since about 3 years ago? And he should return to the family so they can help him with what he needs to succeed. The entire idea sounds and looks ridiculous to Mo Fan. He remembers how they have humiliated his father a few years ago, and he is angry at Master Mu's audacity to invite him to their family. He asks Master Mu if he is crazy, and even Master Mu can't believe his ears. He asks him what he has said, and Mo Fan repeats it. He asks Master Mu if he thinks they can take him as a slave and make him a slave away for their family, all because of some crazy training equipment. He asks if they think he is as obsessed and stupid as Mu Bai, who won't be acknowledged as a family member despite how much he tries. At this point, Master Mu's anger is radiant. The entire floor turns to ice. He wants to react, but Principal Zhu reminds him that they are on the school premises, and if he does so, the students may see him as a bully. Principal Zhu asks Mo Fan to kneel and apologize to Master Mu immediately, but Mo Fan asks if Master Mu has knelt down and apologized to his father, who he hit on that day, until he had spine issues. He says that even if Master Mu brings all their family inheritance and even brings his daughter to him as a gift, he would never accept any of it, and he will ensure he does what can get his father's honor back. He tells Master Mu not to react. He says that they can just expel Mo Fan for speaking back at an invited guest. But Principal Zhu refuses and says he won't let anyone expel his students unnecessarily without his consent. Seeing that things aren't going the way they wish them to go, one of Master Mu's adopted sons, Yuang, comes to his father's rescue. He says since Master Mu can't fight Mo Fan, he will duel against Mo Fan. The principal accepts, but Tang Yu tells them that it is illegal for students to duel until they are 18 years, so the duel is impossible. She says they should wait until the kids are 18. Master Mu leaves the school promising to train Yuang well until he is 18 so he can defeat Mo Fan. The student attends their elite class, where Tang Yu is their teacher. The teacher tells them they will be training according to their positions, and they have a magic ek which all the students will use for a month each. But because of what Mo Fan has done, he can only use it for 10 days, and anyone who misplaces or destroys the magic ek will be expelled. Mo Fan takes it first as the best student. He trains with his friend and confronts Mu Bai to ask how much Yuang trains. Mu Bai tells him that before, Yuang used 3 months to train with the equipment. But since the dual threat, he now trains for 6 months, which is quite great because only Mu Ningzhu has a personal spirit grade magic ek. He further explains that the spirit ek increases the training power by 20% while the spirit grade magic ek, which Mu Ningzhu has, increases power by 40%, so there is no way Yuang won't be one of the best presently. Mo Fan goes to try the second level of the Ignite skill. He also goes outside that night to train with the magic ek. Immediately he brings it out. His pendant begins to growl, and it eventually swallows the magic ek. In his confused state, Tang Yu arrives. She asks him to confess about what has happened because a lot of people will be glad if he is sent away from the school. He confesses to her and shows her the pendant. She tells him it is a growth type of magic ek, although it is very rare. That's the reason he has his enhanced growth, but he should keep it so others won't see it. She promises to cover up the missing bracelet, and she leaves. The following day, they take a scroll trip to the Snow Submit station. When they arrive, they meet Zhang Kong, the head of the station, who says he wants them to defeat some monsters. And if a person succeeds, the others will get an A. But if they fail, they will score an F. The students protest that they will die. But Mo Fan asks what Zhang Kong will give the winner. Zhang Kong says he will give the winner an armor type of magic ek. Mo Fan wants it to enhance his training, so he determines to win. They realize they have no choice, especially since Zhang Kong is saying that if they are really going to become mages in the future, there is no reason why they shouldn't be able to defeat some monsters. Zhang Kong sends the students to the forest. He shares them into different groups, and among the students are their best students, Mo Fan, the second best student, Mu Bai, and the third best, Zhu Min. Mo Fan and his best foreign, Xiao Hu, are in the same group. They get to a stop road when they see that the mountain has broken. They call Xiao Hu, who has wind affinity, to help them connect a rope with the wind so they can walk through it. He ties the rope to his body to connect it, and when he jumps to the other side with the rope, he almost falls, but he holds onto a mountain. He ties the rope to the tree, and the other student climbs it. In Mubai's group, his friend gets attacked, and he freezes the monster with his ice. His friend gets terrified that his pants will fall off. The student eventually walks to their target station. When the two groups meet, Mubai's friends mock the second group that they have thought they wouldn't be able to reach the hunting place. Meanwhile, one of the mages following the students, Instructor Bai, comes to inform Jang Kong that the students have reached their targeted place and Mo Fan, Xiao Hu and Zhu Min are presently the best students among the others. He says he just wants to see the student that will show the best skill. Tang Yu realizes that Jang Kong also cares about the students, so he sends his mages with them. She asks him if there is indeed a one-eyed wolf in the forest, and he tells her there is no wolf there, but there is something he wants the student to confront. The student reaches the cave, and they find out that it's the same cave that one-eyed monster has been killed recently, and Jang Kong has sent them there to investigate if there are still one-eyed wolves there, and also find his bracelet, which he has lost during his hunting. They are angry that Jang Kong decides to make them feel that uncomfortable, and risk their lives because of a mere bracelet. The students are scared, and one of the ladies reaches out to Zhu Min to ask her if she isn't scared. She says that she knows if they don't win, they won't pass. If they don't have good results, she won't be able to attend a good magic university, so she is ready to do all it takes. They decide to enter the cave. The light mages stay at the front to light their path, and the others walk behind them. When they enter the cave, Mo Fan sees a pool of water. He calls Xiao Hu's attention to it and asks if he sees anything different. He tells Xiao Hu that the rain had just fallen when they were on their way and the water should be filled to the brim. Instead, the water in the pool has reduced, which means that there is indeed a monster in that cave that has recently come out to drink water. Xiao Hu gets scared, and he goes to inform his colleagues, but they claim both himself and Mo Fan are just cowards who fear the unknown, and if they don't want to go to the cave, they can stay back, but they shouldn't use such stupid excuse again. They proceed inside the cave, and they hear the sound of a wolf. The lady with the light quenches her light, and her colleagues think she is a coward until they see what they are confronted with. Mubai tries to connect his star path to attack the wolf, but he can't connect the 7 stars, so he runs. Zhu Min also attempts it, but Mo Fan carries her away. He tells her that before she succeeds, the wolf would have killed her. Jang Kong is disappointed, and he reveals that it isn't a one-eyed wolf, but Inspector Bai's spirit wolf, and he had hoped one of the students would at least activate his magic, but none of them can do so, which means his magic armor Ek is safe. The student gets back to the mountain, but they can't find the rope they have tied. They cry that they are dead, so Mubai returns to fight the wolf. He uses his level 1 ice smear against the wolf, but the ice can't hold it down. Zhu Min goes back and activates her fireball, too, but she fails. The only student with lightning, Zhu Zhuting, goes with his thunder python too, but he fails. At that point, the monster scares all the students that have attempted to attack it, and they collapse. Mo Fan returns to the cave. He knows no level 1 skill can attack that monster, so he uses level 2 ignite, and he injures the monster. Tang Yu laughs at the mages that their spirit wolf will definitely be injured. Now that they have found quality students, Jang Kong tells Inspector Bai to call his spirit wolf back. Unfortunately, the spirit wolf has lost control and has become violent. Inspector Bai explains that when the monsters first arrived at the forest to fight the students, he had been commanded that it shouldn't injure the students, which is why all he did was release winds that almost made them fall, and it didn't do anything much. However, now that the monster is out of control, there is no way they can control the monster again,